It's time for the Nebraska Football Coaches Show. Proudly brought to you by Channel. Channel seedsman placed product to perform across Nebraska. Get expert advice that yields results at channel.com. Also brought to you by your Midwest Ford dealers.
3rd down and 9 at the 3-yard line. Akron in the shadows of their own goal line. Full house pistol. Finley claps for the snap, takes, hand off, and that's a safety. Jordan Gadd is swung down by Cade Petchock. Indeed, welcome to college football, young man. Gets the safety, 9-0 Huskers. On a 3rd down and short, snap, turn right, handoff, Johnson denied. Andrew Marshall with a big red wall comes out of the fray with his fist to the heavens in celebration. It's 4th down and 3.
Now, here's your host, Kyle Crooks, on the Huskers Radio Network.
Welcome into the Nebraska Football Show presented by Channel. I'm Kyle Crooks. We have a full hour tonight. We're going to be talking a lot about the defense. Also, we'll chat with Corey Campbell as well, talk a little strength and conditioning. But we have the defensive coordinator of the Huskers, John Butler, here in studio. We'll chat with Andrew Marshall a little bit later in the show as well. We welcome in Coach Butler. Coach, good to see you. It's always good to have you in studio after a shutout. How's it going?
Yeah, it's going well. Just got done meeting with all the coaches and getting ready for this afternoon's meetings. So, one day at a time, try to figure out a way to keep getting better and focused on Houston Christian,
Yeah, one day at a time, but you watch back that tape against Akron. Shutouts don't happen often in this sport, especially at this level. What did you see? I know you're always trying to get better, always trying to improve, but when you look at the tape, what are some of the positives that you saw?
I think the number one thing from week 1 to week 2 is I just think our guys played harder, executed faster, which allowed them to play faster and more physically. We put some things into, I think, to help them schematically, to, applying some more pressure to the run game, which I think also helped. Really what you're trying to do, you want to stop the run and make sure that you're forcing teams to pass. I think we have figured out, we knew through spring and then through training camp, kind of the strength of our defense is our ability to play the pass when the pass is expected. So we've got to get the teams behind the sticks a little bit to do that, solidify some of that stuff we're doing in our run defense and allow our guys to rush the passer and play coverage and be multiple with some of our coverage systems. So hopefully we can keep working in that direction with how we kind of package everything together.
You got a lot of guys in there, especially a lot of young guys in defensively. And one of the players I want to chat about, Cade Petchock, and you mentioned him in your press conference the other day that he's a little off, but in a good way, right?
Right.
You've seen that sort of in the eyes of NFL players. Can you dive into what you see in Cade Petchock?
Yeah, football is an incredibly physical game. It's not a game you play, it's the 7-on-7 world, the 7-on-7 culture, is really not football. What you need is physical, contact-based, aggressive players that are going to move forward. They're going to be constantly in an attack mode. And players like Cade, we've got several other players that are similar to that, that's just what stands out to him. He's a get off on the ball. Like, we're not really coaching Petchock a lot with, hey, play harder, play faster, play more physically. With him, he's a young player, so you're coaching him on technique and some details. But when we're out on the road recruiting, we keep telling our defensive coaches, like, go find guys that when the ball gets snapped, they go. So we're not coaching them on get off, and we're not coaching them on being, having great effort to the ball. We're able to coach them on the football and the techniques and the execution piece. So, that's something that stands out with Cade,
Something that stands out to me, too, I think defensively, defensive line, versatility in the amount of spots you can line up guys. I mean, Cam Lenhart was all over the place the other night, but the flexibility that you guys have, how does that fit into what you want to do?
I think it fits in a good way, because the more you have players with multiple skill sets, guys that can play, for example, whether it's up front, you have a guy that can play a nose, play a 3 technique, play a 5 technique. What happens is offensive line coaches and offensive coordinators are always trying to figure out, okay, who's the 3, and they put jersey numbers on him. Well, if a guy moves around all the time, they can't put a target on him. So I think that's a good thing. It's similar like in our back end. The more you have flexibility with guys like Deshaun or, guys like Donnie Jones or even Sierra that, okay, they play corner and they play nickel, or they play corner and they play dime. They play safety and they play dime. They play safety and they play linebacker. I think that versatility adds to a level of complexity for the offense to figure out when they're identifying how to block you or protect you. I think that gives, I think that just presents a problem that sometimes is not appreciated.
You think of versatility. Deshaun Singleton stands out to me, and the amount of things that he can do in your defense. You had a chance to coach him in your room last year. What does he bring in terms of an intensity piece, but the football IQ, everything that you need?
Right. So when somebody asked me the question, I think 2 weeks ago about Donnie, I said, when we're looking for guys, we want big, fast, physical, for your position. And that's really what Deshaun is too. He's a big physical safety, but then also has coverage ability. Mm-hmm. He has blitz ability. You've seen him cover in man-to-man. You saw him blitz last week and make a big tackle for a loss in kind of a situation, I think, right before the half. We blitzed him up the middle on third down. He affected the quarterback. So I think that, the more you can do, the better player you are. And the more you can do, the more we're going to put on you as a player. And we're going to ask you to do. And that comes with not just the physical talents that you have, but also your mental approach and your ability to process and your ability to say, okay, in 3x1 I'm playing man-to-man, but in 2x2 I'm in the middle of the field, or in 3x1 I'm playing, I'm playing a middle runner, or in 2x2 I'm playing a half. That's not as easy as people think that is. So you really only have one guy kind of in that multiple role out there. So, the more a player can do, the more we're going to ask him to do, and that comes with time and experience. And as we get with them and realize oh yeah, he can handle it, then we'll build his kind of toolbox as a way we kind of use our terminology.
Fans, contact 811 2 days before you dig to protect your underground utilities and yourself. It's free, it's easy, it's the law. And we're here with John Butler. You want to play an aggressive style of defense, and with that, you have to trust your guys on the outside to play some man-to-man. Right. Sierre, Andrew, Donnie, all those guys. You played a lot of corners. A lot of guys rotate through that secondary, but specifically those guys on the outside at those corner spots. A lot of confidence in that group, right?
Right now there has been, and I think that confidence was built through the spring. We brought in some wideouts. Obviously, we have a tremendous amount of respect for Raiola, his ability to throw the ball, and our offense to be able to throw the ball. And we felt like in that area of the game in spring and the summer that we matched up fairly well when it came to playing our man-to-man stuff or playing our match stuff. And so as that confidence built, you get into the game against Cincinnati, and you're like, okay, we hear they have all these transfer wideouts that they're excited about. So we're going to see what we're about right away because we're going to play man. And we held up pretty well against them. And we're not just lining up and playing man across the board and everybody knows it's man. We're playing man, and it's disguised, so the quarterback can't just pick a guy and throw it to him, or they can't just pick us. But those guys have answered the bell to this point through, like I said, through spring and training camp and the volume of one-on-ones that we get in our practices, and then obviously out in the game field in our first two ball games. So, I think that's something you have to be able to do. If you want to be good in pass coverage at any level, you watch games on Sundays, you watch games on Saturdays, the best defenses are able to play man-to-man and win outside and win inside. And so far we've been able to do that. And hopefully as the season continues to progress, we continue to be able to match up.
Yeah. Good stuff from Coach. One more segment left with Coach John Butler. As a farmer, challenges arise daily with the new enhanced Channel seed brand. You can tackle them all. Rise to the challenge with Channel. Learn more at channel.com/rise. When we come back on the Nebraska Football Show, we'll chat with Andrew Marshall. That's next.
Husker fans, during this week's football game, we are recognizing the agricultural community in our great state with Akrs Ag Day celebration. Farmers and ranchers have helped build the culture of this state through hard work, grit, and toughness. Nebraska Athletics is proud of our agricultural heritage and strive to live out these same values every day. We would like to recognize and thank our partners supporting Akrs Ag Day: Beck's Hybrids, Pioneer, Central Valley Ag, Calcium Products, Nebraska Farm Bureau Financial Services, and High Street. Go Big Red.
Just like D1 athletes, farmers view each growing season as a new opportunity. Aurora Cooperative is committed to elevating the success of our members every season. Rooted in our core mission, we provide top-notch products, services, and expertise. Our strong work ethic mirrors that of the Huskers, driving success. Choose Aurora Cooperative, your partner in elevating agriculture. Go Big Red!
1 year, 0 interest. With a qualifying seed purchase from Central Valley Ag by October 17th, you can unlock 0% financing for 1 full year on seed and crop protection. The first 10 growers to enroll this week in the CVA Go Early Seed program will receive 100 units of free CVA Elite soybean seed treatment. Details at cvacoop.com. Our planet is hungry. Together, we feed it. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation.
Hi, I'm Tom Osborne, former football coach and co-founder of the Teammates Mentoring Program.
And I'm Des Moines Adams, Husker Black Shirt and CEO of Teammates Mentoring.
We are recruiting Teammates mentors and need caring adults to be in the lives of our students.
Meeting with a student once a week at the school can make a positive impact in their life and have a ripple effect in our communities.
Please join our team.
Go to teammates.org today.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
For 48 straight years, Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America. We got here by engineering breakthrough technology, redefining built Ford tough, and never settling for second best. But what's really made Ford F-Series the #1 selling trucks in America is you. Ford F-Series, built Ford tough.
Pickup truck, sports car, motorcycle, minivan, townhouse, two-story, farmhouse, fixer-upper. What you drive and where you live is different for everyone, so it's important to have insurance that fits your needs and is just right for you. At Shelter Insurance, we understand that, which is why our agents help you design a comprehensive auto, home, and life insurance plan. Insurance that fits just right.
See Shelter Agent Mike Shepard or Craig Kerr in Lincoln or Agent Jeff Martinez in Omaha today.
Returns on the farm are under pressure, with market challenges and environmental hurdles putting every seed to the test. But you have an ace in the hole, Streamline Ag. Designed for every phase of growth and development, Streamline Ag gives your seed what it needs to thrive, from enhanced stand establishment and early emergence to essential nutrition and stress management. Streamline Ag gives your seed the power to reach its full potential. Visit us at streamline-ag.com to learn more.
What does it mean to be locally owned and operated? For Cenex, it means everything. It means that we know if you take your coffee to go or if you like to stay a while. It means we've helped Little Leagues get jerseys and local festivals get funding. It means we know what our communities need. So you'll always leave Cenex with a full tank, full of snacks, or full of smiles. Or all of the above. And that means the world to us. Cenex, powered locally.
At Hogemeyer, we're raising the bar on yield performance, bringing world-class traits and genetics to these local fields with the exceptional corn rootworm control and proven powerful yields of new Vorceed-less corn. The unsurpassed flexibility and protection against above-ground pests with Power Core-less corn, and other next-gen corn hybrids built to perform and boost your yields. It's time to raise a better crop. View Hogemeyer products at therightseed.com.
Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic for better health. Why chiropractic? Because it's safe, drug-free, and a cost-effective treatment option for back and joint pain. Plus, all generations can benefit from natural chiropractic care. Choose chiropractic first for pain relief or to improve your mobility, athletic performance, or overall wellness. Make chiropractic your first choice for better health and find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraskachiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
As a farmer, challenges arise daily with the new enhanced Channel Seed brand. You can tackle them all, rise to the challenge with Channel. Learn more at channel.com/rise. Had the chance to chat with cornerback Andrew Marshall. Here's that conversation.
All right, Andrew, coming off a shutout, home opener, a lot of good things from this defense. You don't see shutouts often. Last time we saw it was 2009. It's I'm sure a bit of pride that you guys get. What did it feel like to throw up a 0 on the scoreboard?
It was nice, really. I felt like we all felt like, personally, this is how we were supposed to attack the game. We all like to say we attack the man, not the brand. So, just being able to show out and being able to get everybody in like we did, it was a great experience. A lot of energy on the sideline.
Yeah, no matter the opponent, did you see a difference maybe in intensity, execution from week 1 to week 2? Coach Rule always says you see the biggest jump from the first 2 games. Did you guys see that?
Most definitely. I think, the way we attack practice during the week, you can definitely see like that jump being made. And then, you've seen it on game day as well, being able to get our ones, our twos, our threes in and not see like the level of like competition, the way the standard not dropping at all.
How have you fit in with everything? It's a big jump for you, making this leap here to Nebraska after a couple of years at Idaho. So you're taking a step up football-wise. It seems like it's a good fit from somebody who's watching all of it. How does it fit for you?
Yeah, it's been amazing for me. Just taking it all in. I feel like I've adjusted very well. Coming in, I knew I had to attack this. Whatever the standard was. Yeah, that's a big thing we talk about is the standard. So just making sure that that's on the front of my mind when I attack practice. Just being very intentional. It's been a very smooth transition for me.
How easy is it when you have such a veteran-laden defensive back room? I mean, the amount of college football that's been played by this secondary, including yourself, and you look at the other corner and Sierra Wright. I mean, you two guys play off of each other well. It seems like you've gotten each other better. But when you look at everybody in that defensive back room, it makes it easy to transition when everybody's been doing it for a bit.
Yeah, most definitely. I can say like it makes everything a lot easier. Less thinking being made, and it allows you to play faster when you know that the guys on your field, they all know their jobs. Everybody knows each other's jobs, so like everybody knows where I'm supposed to be, where he's supposed to be. It makes it a lot easier, allows us to play a lot faster.
Chatting with Andrew Marshall, some of the young guys in that room, Donovan Jones getting some run, and Caleb Benning, and Kamir Prescott, Jeremiah Charles, and Mark Sanders. There's so many guys that are so young in this and that are learning in their first steps in college football. How have you helped maybe bring those guys along? Have you seen them maybe take the next step?
Most definitely. I think each and every one of them have made a big jump from spring to now. You see like Johnny Jones, he got his black shirt. He's been performing very well. We try and help each other as best as we can every day. Not getting complacent. Not getting our feelings whenever we somebody's correcting you, because we all want each other to play. We all want each other to do our best. So it's been very nice helping each other out.
How about the intensity of John Butler? It just seems watching him at practice, I think he told Jessica Coody, who works on our radio network, he takes about 25,000 steps a day. Teaches every rep. Again, outside looking in, it seems like he's born for this, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't even say his steps is right. I feel like he takes a lot more than that, for real. He likes to say, and I agree with him, he says you got to be crazy for this, and I definitely do think he's crazy, but, it's a good crazy. He's very intense. He's very passionate about his job. He believes in us, and he demands that level of play out of us. And so if we're not doing that, if we're not standing up to it, he's gonna say something. I feel like that coaching allows for us to bring the best out of us. So
what do you think the identity is of this defense? I mean, I know John Butler wants to be intense, get after the quarterback. You guys playing man-to-man on the outside, trusting you guys to play on an island on the outside. What is it about this a John Butler defense maybe specifically that stands out to you?
Our mindset, when we're on the field, we're the best. We attack the field like we're the best. We huddle before we go on the field. We like to huddle up, say whatever needs to be said, and then we attack the field. So it's like every play we're out there, we're attacking. You're gonna feel us. We're gonna take you to the ground. We're gonna finish at the ball. So it's like we're just swarming. We're all over the field.
The one thing that stands out to me, we're talking with Andrew Marshall, is the coaches that Matt Rule's hired. He could just stand in the center of the field at practice and let his guys do their thing. Addison Williams is one of those guys, first year. So he's coming in first year, you're coming in first year. What were your first impressions of Addison Williams coaching that DB room?
He's very intellectual. He knows football, which makes it a lot easier for me. Anytime I have any questions, and before I even have any questions, he'll hit on something I was about to ask. So it makes it a lot easier. He's very smart. He understands what we need to work on. So it's a lot easier.
Intensity of Coach Rule. I know he led you guys out of the tunnel in that first game. He said it was a one-time thing, though. But there's the video of him at halftime of the Akron game. You guys are up 33-0, and the intensity and detail in which he coaches with. What has been the big difference with Coach Rule here in your experience?
Just the emphasis on the standard, as he said, You know, it didn't matter what the score was. It was really just what the film says, what the tape says. No matter what, just are you playing to the standard? Are you playing to the level that you're supposed to play to? So, you know, love the intensity. I feel like, you know, everybody in the locker room, like, we all understood. We all knew, like, we weren't playing to our best. So, you know, what's understood doesn't have to be said.
Knowing the legacy of the black shirt, wearing a black shirt, what is that? Have you read up on the history of it? And if not, have you just sort of realized what that means?
Before I really got into it, I really didn't. You know, once I ended up, like, getting my black shirt and like it being, like, you know, made a mainstream thing, and seeing just everybody, you know, like this is a rite of passage. So just really diving into it, like, it's really, like, you know, a blessing. You know, I take it on. I attack, you know, that mindset, that black shirt mindset every play. So, you know, I'm very grateful.
We're standing here in the Hawks Championship Center, a little bit different from where you came from. The training table is unique. What's the craziest thing that when you're walking around campus, or some of the things that you have in terms of facilities here, that you just sort of say to yourself, wow?
Training room, I'll say that is, like, just one thing. You know, anything, like, any issue you have, like, you know, aches and pains, like, the training room, like, it has something for you. Like, you know, so there's no reason for you to be really just messed up during practice. Like, this facility offers everything like you need to be successful.
All right, so you guys pitch a shutout there. How do you get better from that? It's hard to say, I guess, that this defense can be better, but we all know on tape, this coaching staff, you guys know that there's areas that you're going to get better and you have to get better. So what does that look like heading into Houston Christian here, Andrew?
You know, really just like I said, you know, attacking the man out the brand, just not whoever we play. You know, we attack it to the same way we would any other opponent. Really just not being complacent. You know, that's a big thing. Just being very, like, nitpicky with the little stuff. Like, okay, overall we did a good job, but when you, like, look at it, when you break it down, okay, it could have been better here, it could have been better here. So I think that's a big thing for us, and, you know, we're very, like, very focused in on that. Like, we make sure that we're never getting complacent and we're always trying to get better.
Final thing, Andrew. First night game at Memorial Stadium, you had that experience. Wow, right? I mean, tunnel walk, the light show. Through your eyes, what was it like?
I was at a loss for words, really. Just, you know, I sat there when the fourth quarter started. I sat there and I really just, like, took it all in for myself, you know, just, you know, really understanding that, like, I'm here. You know, this is crazy. Like, I'm looking around, I'm like, man, like, you know, I ain't never experienced nothing like it. So, you know, it was an incredible experience. You know, I'm extremely grateful for it.
I didn't even realize in the drones they had Malcolm's interception. Did you guys, like, were you bonding over that moment? Like,
as soon as, like, we seen it, like, I had pointed it out. I'm like, oh man, like, we went and found Malcolm. Like, yeah, it was dope seeing that.
Awesome. Well, Andrew, we're glad you're here. Huge part of this defense, and appreciate the time.
Of course, thank you.
Great chat with Andrew Marshall, one of the veterans in that secondary, playing up here at Nebraska this year. He's excited to be here. We're excited to have him. We continue with defense coordinator John Butler. That's next.
This is a commercial for Pioneer Seed Corn.
In 1926, Pioneer revolutionized farming with the first commercial production of hybrid corn, and we've been innovating ever since.
The one that started it all, the #1 seed to beat, the one for you.
In 2026, we celebrate a century of innovation. Plant the 100th season. Plant Pioneer. Visit pioneer.com/100.
Just like D1 athletes, farmers view each growing season as a new opportunity. Aurora Cooperative is committed to elevating the success of our members every season. Rooted in our core mission, we provide top-notch products, services, and expertise. Our strong work ethic mirrors that of the Huskers, driving success. Choose Aurora Cooperative, your partner in elevating agriculture. Go Big Red!
For 48 straight years, Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America. We got here by engineering breakthrough technology, redefining built Ford tough, and never settling for second best. But what's really made Ford F-Series the #1 selling trucks in America is you. Ford F-Series. Built Ford tough.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. Go ahead, feel your engine. Admire that perfectly installed exhaust. Your vehicle's moving along this freeway like it was made from fresh installs and a whole lot of love. With eBay Motors, you get over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Dear Truckin' Awesome. Want more horsepower in the stable? The Tundra iForce Max is the most powerful Tundra ever. With its electrifying twin-turbo V6, you got everything you need. Saddle up the Tacoma TRD Pro. Its segment-first performance seats are designed to smooth out the shocks when the ride gets bumpy. The Toyota 4Runner is part mean streak, part wild side, and an all-around icon. Check out that signature power rear window, will ya? Yes, sir, Toyota trucks. Find yours at toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
See your Omaha Metro and Lincoln Toyota dealers. Baxter Toyota of La Vista, Baxter Toyota of Lincoln, Corin Toyota of Bellevue, or Village Point Toyota of Omaha.
Does your air conditioner have you in distress? Call SOS, a trustworthy company since 1950. Their technicians don't earn commissions. This equals fair treatment to our customers. SOS is a family-owned third-generation company. And now to celebrate the 75th year in business for a limited time, get a new York AC or furnace for $75 per month. Get you and your loved ones comfortable again with SOS.
SOS to the rescue! SOS! SOS! Noddle Companies proudly supports the Huskers Radio Network. As a full-service leader in commercial real estate, we create thriving communities. Discover what's new in the Builders District in North Downtown, Noddle Hospitality's latest venture in Exarban Village, and the contemporary living of row house townhomes on Leavenworth. We're welcoming world-class concepts from men's fashion and great eats to gorgeous homes and green spaces, all professionally managed by Noddle Services. These are the Noddle Companies, building a better Nebraska. For more information, check us out on Facebook and Instagram.
You show up for every Husker game because it's about more than football. It's about celebrating that Nebraska grit that's in our DNA. That same drive pushes you to get stronger, move more, and take care of yourself. To show up for the people and moments that matter most. We believe you have what it takes. That's why Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska covers preventive care with every plan. And our digital tools help you stay on track every step of the way. Blue believes in what you're made of. And Blue believes in you.
At Woodhouse, we're with you every step of the way. With more than 20 locations and brands, you'll find options that fit your lifestyle. Whether you're looking for your first car, your next SUV, or something built to tow and haul. Enjoy straightforward pricing, helpful guidance, and a dealer experience built around you. Visit one of our convenient locations today or explore your options online at woodhouse.com. Serving our customers for 50 years, this is Woodhouse.
Welcome back to the Nebraska Football Show presented by Channel. Kyle Crooks in studio with Huskers defense coordinator. That's John Butler. Had a great conversation with Andrew Marshall, who we talked about a little bit going into at the end of that first segment and in terms of that blanket coverage you guys have on the outside. But I look at Andrew as somebody who is in sort of a prove-it year, right? You come in from FCS, you want to prove to people that this is where you always belonged. What have you seen about maybe his impact as soon as he's come here to Lincoln?
Yeah, when we were recruiting him in the transfer portal, we felt like we were getting what we have gotten. But obviously in recruiting, you never know. Mm-hmm. He played pretty well against Oregon last year. He played very well at a high level of FCS. You could see that movement, that physicality that he played with, competitiveness. Obviously, had my apologies there. We have some return ability. So you saw the explosiveness and the movement and speed. And then when he came in here, he has that chip on his shoulder that, you know, I want to prove myself that I belong every day, and then I want to prove to myself and everybody else that I'm one of the best players out here, which he's been. And, you know, I've said to our coaching staff, and I've mentioned it to Coach Rule when we've had the chance to have these conversations, and I use my Buffalo Bills experience a lot when I talk about how we built that roster there. And at times in the secondary, we had a starter named Taron Johnson who went to Weber State. That's where he drafted him from. And in today's culture, he would have transferred from Weber State to Oregon or UCLA or USC. Christian Benford, who just got a $72 million contract after 4 years, he was at Villanova. And in the current system, he would have transferred from Villanova to Penn State or to Ohio State. Those guys are starting in the NFL. So there's players like that everywhere. And I personally believe that this is just my personal belief that if you're able to transfer up, meaning those are the guys that they love football, they have that edge to them, they've kind of outperformed their level, so to speak, and they want to test themselves at the next level. And so we're looking for the Andrew Marshalls of the world. You know, we even had a guy named Cam Lewis in Buffalo. He went to the University of Buffalo and was undrafted. Now he's been on their team for 7 years. So there's players like that everywhere. And if they have the football DNA, they have a football brain, they're competitive, and then they have the skill set, those are the guys to me that I want to coach and I want to be around.
And it transitions us perfectly into what we're going to talk about here. Somebody who came in as a walk-on at Nebraska, made a 53-man roster in Tampa Bay, and that's part of our Alumni Hall Alumni of the Week. Alumni Hall is your ultimate Husker shopping experience with the largest and best selection of apparel, vault gear, and tailgate accessories. Shop their 2 Lincoln locations or alumnihall.com. Alumni Hall, where Huskers shop.
2nd and 7. Motion to the near side. Card back to throw. There's a flag on the play. Hudson steps, throws, pass intercepted. Picked off. Bullock to the 25, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Nebraska. John Bullock with a pick 6. There is a flag on the play, but the Creighton Prep product has an INT for a score. Let's see if it holds up.
Illegal shift. Offense. That penalty is declined. The result of the play is a touchdown.
Oh, baby, fire up the DB boom box and get that turnover dance going. Huskers score on a pick 6 by Bullock.
How about that? I mean, the story of John Bullock, Nebraska native, walk-on turned scholarship player, big part of that defense for you. What do you, when you hear that, what do you think about?
Yeah, I'm not surprised at all because that he kind of falls into the exact same thing that we would identify in the post-draft process. Is there's some teams in the NFL they want in the post-draft process height, weight, speed, measurables. Well, in Buffalo, when I was in Houston too, we looked for football DNA. We looked for competitors. We looked for smart, tough, dependable. And those players are the ones that last. So, like, we were watching his tape this summer as a group on defense, his plays, and what stood out, it was like he wasn't just playing. He was making a lot of plays in those preseason games. And with each week, he started playing earlier and earlier in the game. Mm-hmm. So when you identify that, hey, look at this guy, he's a kind of a fringe roster guy, but now he's not playing in the 70th play of the game. He's playing in play 25 and 30, which means they're trying to evaluate him. So then you watch the plays that he was making. He was blitzing, he was hug rushing, he was affecting the quarterback. He had a strip sack, no different than he did in our bowl game, no different than he did all last year. So he took the training that Rob developed, put him through, and applied it and took it further with the Buccaneers, you know? So, like, to me, that's exactly what the dream of the NFL is about. And a guy like Bullock realizes that, like, yeah, it's going to be, and it's every day. Like, so it's not what I've done in the past. I got to keep grinding and keep doing that. So as a secondary coach last year, like, I didn't spend a whole lot of time with him, but I did notice him making big plays in big games. And then obviously when I took over for the coordinator, as the coordinator role in the bowl game, you know, and then he made so many good plays in that bowl game, you learn to appreciate the impact that a player like that has. So I think it's awesome for him. And I think he's the type of guy that will hang for some time because he just has that about him. And, you know, his health, knock on wood, that's really ultimately what it comes down to in the NFL, your availability. So as long as he stays healthy and he keeps doing what he does, I think that's the type of player that you're like, man, he played how many years in the NFL? Mm-hmm. And that's why. It's not all about, you know, the NFL's not built on, you know, Myles Garrett's and Micah Parsons. Those guys are the freak shows. The NFL is built on those roster guys that are constantly contributing and developing and helping your team.
Chatting with DC John Butler here on the Nebraska Football Show. And let's go back to that bowl game. You reference that point in time. You get elevated to DC. What was that like? I mean, how was your brain operated? I mean, you did it at Penn State as a DC. You've been around at the NFL level. You've been at this for a long, long time. So it's clear that you were ready for it. But what was that point in time like?
Very interesting because you're trying to not learn, but the context, right? I didn't take the job here until July, so I didn't really know the players. So I dived into making sure I knew the defensive backs, So, and then things happen so fast in life, you either have to be able to say yes or say no. So I was very happy to accept the opportunity. But you have to spend that month getting to really know these players and what they're good at, and the system that we were running. That's still, the system we're doing now is evolving from that. But it was a challenge just to kind of figure out how we wanted to do it. And I was actually thankful that we played BC because I had a familiarity with that offense, having coached against it every single day in practice for 6 years.
Yeah.
And it was very similar to what we prepared for. So there wasn't a level of I don't know what this offense is doing. I had a good idea of what I expected, and what we got in the game is what we prepared for, but it's like everything else. It's getting easier with time as you know the players and you kind of get around the coaches, and at the end of the day, I'm serving this program and coach rules. So this is his defense, this is his offense. I'm the steward of it, but we're going to do what he wants us to do.
You reference your time with the Texans and the Bills, and I want to do sort of a comparison analysis of coaching in the NFL to coaching in college. Is there the ability to do a lot more teaching, a lot more molding? How different from your perspective is it, aside from all the other stuff of what is college to the NFL, in terms of on-the-field coaching? How much different is that between the two?
It's night and day. And it's night and day because you're the experience of the players.
Mm-hmm.
We always believe that you can still develop them in the NFL, but there becomes a ceiling. In college, not so much, meaning that the ceiling is way above here, and you're trying to push them every day just to take a step. And coaching an 18-year-old freshman and then coaching a 32-year-old 10-year vet in the NFL it's not even comparable in terms of what you're able to kind of communicate with them. And then when we were in Buffalo, I was there 6 years, and we had the same two safeties for 6 years. We had the same corner for 6 years. I had the same nickel for 6 years. So it got to the point where you didn't even have to spend a whole lot of time. There was no explanation. It was like, hey, we're going to adjust and we're going to do this. Gotcha. Okay. And then there was constant give and take feedback, where now you can really only have those conversations with maybe Deshaun and Keese and maybe Sierra a little bit now because they're experienced. But with the other guys and then the younger players, you're really just trying to make, where are your eyes supposed to be? Look at your footwork here. Look at your leverage. We're coaching still the basics right now of the foundation of defensive football, and hopefully we can get it to the point where it's similar, but I don't think it ever will be, because a guy that's had 10 years in the NFL, that's thousands and thousands and thousands of snaps more than a first or second year college player, and that's how you gain experience in life and gain experience in football. So we're using the same terminology, we're using the same system. The volume that we're asking them to do is nowhere near, but there's similarities in terms of what we're asking them to do.
Coach, we have about 30 seconds. Be remiss if we didn't ask you about Houston Christian. I mean, you're deep in the film. What do you see?
Right. I think it's a balanced offense. They like to try to run the football in a variety of ways. They do a lot of stuff out of the pistol, which is unique. They have some RPOs off of it, and they have a passing game that spreads you out a little bit. So, I think they give us a challenge that we've got to focus on and, make sure we tackle the running backs, surround the running game, and force them into throwing situations so we can get after the quarterback.
Coach, appreciate it, and best of luck this weekend. Thanks for stopping in.
Anytime. Thank you very much. Have a great day.
Defensive coordinator John Butler. As a farmer, challenges arise daily with the new enhanced Channel Seed brand. You can tackle them all. Rise to the challenge with Channel. Learn more at channel.com/rise. We wrap it up on the show. We talk with strength and conditioning coach Corey Campbell. That is next.
The color red means something to us. It means tough, ready, and powerful. It means our standards are high, and we expect the highest level of performance on and in the field. So while the Huskers are getting it done on the football field, you can count on Massey Ferguson tractors to get it done in your field. With its seamless CVT transmission and efficient AGCO-powered engine, you'll keep charging down the field all season long. Check out the full line of Massey Ferguson equipment at Osceola Implement in Osceola and True Ag and Turf in Falls City, Columbus, and Osmond.
At Hogemeyer, we're raising the bar on yield performance, bringing world-class traits and genetics to these local fields with the exceptional corn rootworm control and proven powerful yields of new Vorseed Enlist corn. The unsurpassed flexibility and protection against above-ground pests with PowerCore Enlist corn and other next-gen corn hybrids built to perform and boost your yields. It's time to raise a better crop. View Hogemeyer products at therightseed.com.
Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic for better health. Why chiropractic? Because it's safe, drug-free, and a cost-effective treatment option for back and joint pain. Plus, all generations can benefit from natural chiropractic care. Choose chiropractic first for pain relief or to improve your mobility, athletic performance, or overall wellness. Make chiropractic your first choice for better health and find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraskachiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
Just like D1 athletes, farmers view each growing season as a new opportunity. Aurora Cooperative is committed to elevating the success of our members every season. Rooted in our core mission, we provide top-notch products, services, and expertise. Our strong work ethic mirrors that of the Huskers, driving success. Choose Aurora Cooperative, your partner in elevating agriculture. Go Big Red!
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Defend your network like a champ with Hamilton Business Technologies. From end zones to endpoints, our cybersecurity solutions keep your business and your data protected from online threats. We offer real-time threat monitoring, advanced security protocols, and experts who monitor it all for you. You keep doing what you do best, and we will protect the rest. Hamilton Business Technologies, the official business IT partner of the Huskers. Visit us at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
1 year, 0 interest. With a qualifying seed purchase from Central Valley Ag by October 17th, you can unlock 0% financing for 1 full year on seed and crop protection. The first 10 growers to enroll this week in the CVA Go Early Seed program will receive 100 units of free CVA Elite soybean seed treatment. Details at cvacoop.com. Our planet is hungry. Together, we feed it. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation.
Welcome back to the Nebraska Football Show presented by Channel. Fans receive 1 year, 0% financing on seed and crop protection with qualifying purchases when you enroll in Central Valley Ag's Go Early Seed program. This week, first 10 growers to enroll receive 100 units of free CVA Elite soybean seed treatment. Details at cvacoop.com. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation. Had the chance to sit down with the lead man for strength and conditioning of Husker football. That is Corey Campbell, and here's that conversation.
All right, Corey, practice is done for the day, so we're just sort of getting on to other things and getting ready for another week with Houston Christian in town. And I saw you before we started the interview that the voice is already hurting a little bit, but it doesn't stop you from screaming in practice and getting everything that you have to across. But how's it feel, start of a new season for you and just being around the guys every day?
It feels great. You know, I have the pleasure of being with the guys the entire summer. And when we get to the season, you get to see them display all of the things that they worked so hard for over the course of the offseason. So I'm blessed to be in the position that I'm in. I'm grateful that I get to coach these guys. And, you know, it's exciting for me to go out with them on Saturday and watch them, you know, really live out their dreams and everything that they work for.
Coach Rule always talks about the standard, and I think a huge part of the standard starts with what you do. It's such a huge part of specifically football, but a lot of college sports and all sports, strength and conditioning. How has this team adapted, or even some of the transfers, newcomers coming in, adopted that standard and lived up to that standard so far?
They've done an amazing job. You know, everybody hears and everybody talks about us going into year 3 in the program. And one thing that differentiates year 3 from years prior is that they're at the point now where, they've learned the process, they've lived it, and now they're defending it. And when you get new guys that come into this program, the guys that have been here, they're at the point where I can teach that, right? I'm defending it, but I've gone through it. I understand the ins and outs of it. And so for the new guys that are coming into the program, it's just, hey, follow the directives and the actions of the guys that have been here. And so in terms of, the standard, in terms of the process, it's having put the time in it on the front end in those first 2 years, and we get to this point, it's second nature to them. And if it's an individual that, doesn't live up to that, they usually don't last too long.
Mm-hmm. Chatting with Corey Campbell, leads up the strength and conditioning effort here with Husker football. Coach always mentions this being almost more of a player-led program than it was in the first 2 years, and that's part of the natural progression in what you do in that weight room and some of those off-season workouts. How much of that, of course, you're the big voice there, but how much of that can be and is player-led?
Quite a significant amount. I do the best job that I can of giving things to the leaders, right? That's the only way that they're going to be able to put themselves in that position and understand how to handle themselves in those situations, is to practice that. And so during the off season, whether that is giving them opportunities to lead a warm-up, giving them opportunities to coach up the group at their respective racks, right? If I can ever steal any opportunity to put those guys into a leadership position where something has to be led by them, I do that. And as a result, when we get to the season, it's not the first time that they've gone through that experience. It's not the first time that their teammates have gone through the experience of being led by their peers. And so there are crucial moments across the offseason when I do give them that. I do give them those directives to practice reps at leading the team, and they do an amazing job at it.
I was talking with Andrew Marshall earlier today, and it brings this question to mind. When somebody's new into this program, transfer or freshman, when do they have that moment of realization where they say, "Oh, this is different here. The way the Huskers do things is a little bit different"?
It's probably day one, if I'm being honest. It's not a dip your toe in the water type program. It's, once you're a part of it, you're a part of it, sink or swim. And a lot of guys, there is a learning curve, and we understand that, but iron sharpens iron. The guys that have been here for a while, like, they take those new guys in and under their wing. And, if any of them do struggle initially, right, they don't struggle too long, because they do a good job in and of themselves. We're on them as much as we need to be, but the guys in that locker room, they understand the standard. As I said, earlier, they demand it, they enforce it, they defend it, and they make sure that the guys that do come into this program live up to that standard.
There's one of the big storylines in the offseason was a lot of people saw Dylan and maybe a little bit more fit-looking, athletic-looking, however you want to frame it. But what was the offseason like with Dylan working with you to sort of accomplish those goals of what he wanted his body to look like coming into a new season?
That was Dylan. Dylan he's an amazing young man. Very much self-motivated and driven, disciplined in everything that he does. And it was him coming to me, "Hey, coach, like, this is the body weight that I want to be at. This is the body, fat percentage that I want to be at." And between Miss Kristen and, the work that she's done with him regarding his diet and, the work that he does with us, right? Dylan's a guy that, like I said, he's self-driven. He's self-motivated, I'll come into facilities at times and he's already here, up there on the treadmill. But he worked a ton with Coach Gearhart on my staff throughout the off season, extra conditioning, right? Like, whether that be, treadmill, bike sprints, they really enjoy working on the boxing mitts together. But, setting up a plan, Dylan being disciplined and executing that plan, and, I mean, he's seen the results of it. You know, again, I can't express enough how fortunate I am to work with a young man of his caliber, because he pulls the greatness out of everybody around him. And, you know, a testament to him and the work that he's put in, because now he's seeing the benefits of that play out this season.
Chatting with Corey Campbell, I want you to give a shout out to your staff, because it's an army of people, whether it's what you do, nutrition, and that sort of the way it works between you and Kristen and nutrition, the amount of people behind the scenes that make this thing work. It's a pretty special operation, isn't it?
It is. You know, I couldn't do anything that I do without the people that I work around, right? You know, that support these athletes, whether that's Kristen and her staff, from the performance nutrition standpoint, Drew and his staff in athletic medicine, Mitch and his staff in sports science, and, you know, myself and the guys that I work alongside. You know, it takes a village, right? Like Coach would talk about our staff kind of like a mom and pop shop. Right, you know, if there's a job that needs to get done, regardless of, you know, if that is your assigned role, like, you do the job, and that's how we operate. Right, everybody is here to support each other, because we're all here to support these athletes, and we are here to achieve the same goal. And you know, without countless individuals coming in on a daily basis, working their tails off, you know, embodying what it is to be a Husker, right? Like, we wouldn't be in the position that we are. So very grateful for everybody that I work with, you know, support staff, coaching staff alike. Everybody puts in the time and effort on a daily basis for us to put the best product on the field on Saturdays.
Final one, Corey, but one of the coolest images on a game day involves you, and that's you leading tunnel walk. And it gets, first time I experienced it was this past week against Akron, and of course Coach Phil helped lead the team out in Kansas City. He said that's a one-time thing. But what about the honor of the tunnel walk and sort of leading the team out there on a home game day?
It's surreal. You know, sometimes I don't think about how big that is. You know, right? It's just it's me out front leading my guys, right? You know, like I said, I spend a ton of time with them, and, you know, I'm thankful that they allowed me to do that, right? Like, if they were like, Coach Campbell, we don't want you up there, I wouldn't be up there. But you know, they're like, hey, Coach, you know, you right here with us, right? And, you know, as much as I'm out in front of that thing, like, I have their backs, right? And I just, you know, if that's what I can do for them on game day, lead them out of that tunnel, and lead them onto that field, and instill in them any type of motivation that they need to go out there and pull on the traits of their training that I've had the opportunity to see them through over the countless months, then that's what I'm going to do. But I'm super appreciative of that opportunity. I'm super appreciative, you know, of the support that I get from those young men. And it is an amazing thing, right? Walking through that tunnel, seeing the kids, right? Taking Memorial Stadium and seeing the fans in that field. It's a great opportunity, right? And, you know, I think it says a lot to the statement that, you know, there really is no place like Nebraska, because when I walk out there on Saturday, it's like, I see that.
Well, Corey, appreciate it. Go rest that voice. We're not even at the third game yet, but we know you'll power through the rest of the week of practice and get things going for Houston Christian. Appreciate the time.
I appreciate it.
Big thanks to Corey Campbell for joining us on the show tonight. DC John Butler as well. Andrew Marshall for joining us. You can join us on Saturday morning, 7 a.m. with Husker Game Day, or 11 hours of game day coverage. We hope that you can join us on Saturday. Kyle Crooks signing off here on the Huskers Radio Network.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
The color red means something to us. It means tough, ready, and powerful. It means our standards are high, and we expect the highest level of performance on and in the field. So while the Huskers are getting it done on the football field, you can count on Massey Ferguson tractors to get it done in your field. With its seamless CVT transmission and efficient AGCO-powered engine, you'll keep charging down the field all season long. Check out the full line of Massey Ferguson equipment at Osceola Implement in Osceola and True Ag and Turf in Falls City, Columbus, and Osmond.
At Hogemeyer, we're raising the bar on yield performance, bringing world-class traits and genetics to these local fields. With the exceptional corn rootworm control and proven powerful yields of new Vorce seed-enless corn. The unsurpassed flexibility and protection against above-ground pests with PowerCore enlist corn. And other next-gen corn hybrids built to perform and boost your yields. It's time to raise a better crop. View Hogemeyer products at therightseed.com.
Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic for better health. Why chiropractic? Because it's safe, drug-free, and a cost-effective treatment option for back and joint pain. Plus, all generations can benefit from natural chiropractic care. Choose chiropractic first for pain relief or to improve your mobility, athletic performance, or overall wellness. Make chiropractic your first choice for better health and find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraskachiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
Just like D1 athletes, farmers view each growing season as a new opportunity. Aurora Cooperative is committed to elevating the success of our members every season. Rooted in our core mission, we provide top-notch products, services, and expertise. Our strong work ethic mirrors that of the Huskers, driving success. Choose Aurora Cooperative, your partner in elevating agriculture. Go Big Red!
Good evening. I'm Christopher Sullivan Diaz, and our sports sticker is brought to you by the experienced advisors at Stonebridge Wealth Systems. Earlier today, Nebraska women's basketball player Callan Hake has been elected chair of the Big Ten Student Athlete Issues Commission for the 25-26 academic year. In other news, for the Huskers, the women's basketball team is preparing for the annual Nebraska Sizemore Sportsmanship Pep Rally prior to their season tipping off against Northwestern State at Pinnacle Bank Arena on Monday, November 3rd. And finally, some Major League Baseball results from today. The Texans beat the Brewers 6-3, the Athletics beat the Red Sox 5-4, and the Diamondbacks beat the Giants 5-2. Our sports ticker is brought to you by Stonebridge Wealth Systems, navigating you to and through retirement of your dreams. Local advisors, a disciplined process, the Retirement Compass. Visit StoneBridgeIWM.com. Hour 2 of Sports Nightly is up next, right here on the Huskers Radio Network.
Coming to you live from Memorial Stadium, it's Sports Nightly. All the Huskers, all the time. Sports Nightly is presented to you by the NDOT Highway Safety Office, who remind you to buckle up and put the phone down.
Ball at the Akron 47, right to left in a scoreless game. Raiola under center, single back as Johnson takes a snap, turn right hand off, Johnson up the middle, burst to the second level. There he goes, 35-30, near left numbers 20, 15, 10, 5. He's in, touchdown, Huskers, 47 yards. Third down and 9 at the 3-yard line. Akron in the shadows of their own goal line. Full house pistol. Finley claps for the snap, takes, hand off, and that's a safety. Jordan Gant is swung down by Kate Petshaw. Indeed, welcome to college football, young man. Gets the safety, 9-0 Huskers.
There's Laney, here come Huskers. We can attack Mania Obeche. She's putting on a clinic. It's Mania Obeche, Friday night at the Devaney, 23-14.
Now, here are your hosts, Jessica Coody and Kyle Crooks, on the Huskers Radio Network.
Welcome back. Hour number 2 of Sports Nightly. Great stuff last hour. You had quite the lineup of guests, Corey and Andrew and Coach Butler.
It was
fun.
First time getting to actually talk to John Butler. Like, I'm not going to go up to him in practice and strike up a conversation. Doesn't seem like that kind of guy, but that's what you want in your coordinators. Very intense, but we got a lot of really cool information. He just has such a unique background of knowledge and experience in his years in the NFL. And then we talked about him sort of being thrown into the position of being the DC in the bowl game last year and what that was like, and now what this team's like this year. So he's deep in preparation. I mean, he came here for the show this last hour, right from meetings and all that. So they're diving deep into the film, and I know that a shutout to them, while it means a lot to fans and it means a lot to the record books, I think to them they're on to the next one, and let's do it again.
You and I have talked about this off air, but just the first couple of games, observing on the sideline, I know that was his position last year, but it's also, I think, the group of guys. It's pretty fascinating to watch how much he relies and leans on that secondary. And a lot of times with a defense, it's those inside backers, it's those guys that are. But he talks a lot and communicates a lot still with that secondary group, just communicating the mission and from series to series what needs to get changed and accomplished.
Yeah, I think what's unique for him is the undoubted, you don't doubt that the leadership is in the back end of the defense. And that's where he has the strongest relationships. I mean, guys like Marquise and Sia Ryder are a big reason why he's the defensive coordinator. I think Matt Rule wouldn't have made that hire if he didn't feel like he was the guy, but also he had the player representation that stood up for him in that moment. Say, you got to hire John Butler. Marquise Buford and Sia Wright really stepped up for him in that regard. So I think it helps that the room that he was so tightly attached to is the leadership of this defense. Those are the guys that, if you hear Coach Rule mentioning all the words that Marquise Buford, I think, had might have been during halftime or post-game, I'm not sure when he spoke to the team, but I think that helps John Butler get his message across of what he wants this defense to look like, because the loudest voices are coming from the room that he was working in full-time a year ago.
And I think it also speaks volumes because Coach Butler's hard on those guys, and he was last year when he was their position coach, but they love it because he's also it's that balance, right? Of they want to get better. They want that coaching, but then he also is. They're really close with him. They love being around him too. Just it's that balance of understanding of what he's trying to do to get them to where they are at their best. And even, that's what they said. They respect. He just came from a room in the Buffalo Bills that, that he knows what he's talking about, and they really respect him. But he pushes them hard.
He knows what it takes to succeed at the next level. And all these guys, for the most part, want to have a chance to play on Sundays. So the fact that you have somebody who is running the defense, who has done it at the NFL level, has been a successful position coach, and knows what it takes at specifically on Sundays, I think that's what drives a lot of guys. We talked a lot about the defense being able to sustain the standard that we had seen in the previous 2 years under Tony White, and they've done that, right? Like, there's at least through 2 games. Like, you don't want to get too far ahead, but it seems like this defense, in terms of its intensity, its scheme, it's all there for this group to enter into Big Ten play. One thing you could say, and a lot of people have said, that maybe they're a little undersized on the defensive line. Have to find a way to. Are they going to be able to stuff the run come Big Ten play? Are they going to be big enough at the line of scrimmage defensively come Big Ten play? I think what's interesting about John Butler defenses is that there's so many pieces that are versatile. Cam Lenhart's a guy who comes to mind, right? He can, we talked a little bit about him in the last hour. He can play that 3 technique, can play at defensive end. We've seen him on the offensive side at fullback. If you're going to play defensive line for John Butler, you have to be able to not just do one thing, but 2 or 3 different things and play multiple different positions and know a lot of different roles.
Going back to what you had said about some of those older defensive backs fighting for Coach Butler and saying, hey, this is the guy. He also did that with Donovan Raiola and those guys in that room when Coach Rule got here, and keeping on Coach Raiola from the previous staff. It just, I think, again, I know we sometimes maybe sound like a broken record, but that's important when he wants. This is a player-led team. That is, there. A lot of people want to talk about the year 3 of Coach Rule and what changes. Well, I think it's because the players really start to take it on themselves. And part of that is he's giving them a say in those kinds of decisions. I think that's the Coach Raiola thing happened, 3 years ago, but it's paying dividends. I think that's important that he hears those kinds of, what desires and wants from his players.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of leaders on this team. There's a lot of different players that are not wearing single digits that could be wearing single digits. And I think part of that is because Matt Rule now has his culture in place. He's had a little bit of consistency within the coaching staff, but he's also made the right hires at positions. Addison Williams, I think, is a home run hire. Now, time will tell with everything, right? But I think Addison Williams was the perfect guy to fit in at that point in time. Dana Holgorsen, I feel like he's in a point in his life where he's doing exactly what he wants to do, right? Call plays, just be able to scheme up and beat defenses and not necessarily have to worry about everything that goes into being a head coach. I feel like you have an offensive coordinator in a really good position. You got a defensive coordinator who's been hungry for a long time to get this opportunity. Like we mentioned, has coached on Sundays for a long time, but I'm sure has wanted to be a DC and now gets that opportunity. You're seeing the hunger from that guy. You're seeing a coaching staff that is really well put together, that is now a lot more player-led naturally through time. It takes 3 or 4 years to do that. And everything is sort of molded now into this program that I feel like is in the best position that it's been in quite some time.
So what will you be looking for, I guess, again, because it's hard. I know it's something that the coaches have been asked throughout their press conferences, but with an opponent like Houston Christian, I know you've been diving in and doing your prep, but what will be some of the things that you'll be looking for in this team to know that, hey, they're ready to enter Big Ten play?
I think probably more of the same things. You look at what they did against Akron, you checked every single box, right? So can they continue to do that? If you get the opportunity to play your 2s and 3s, is that quality of play not going to drop? Just like we saw in the Akron game, it didn't drop. The intensity remained the same. Can you get the opportunity to play some of those younger defensive linemen specifically? I want to continue to look at outside of Emmett. I was really impressed by Isaiah Mosey, Mekhi Nelson in moments. I think Quinn Clark really popped for me. Can we see more of Keelan Smith? a lot of that depth that I think is going to come into play. Injuries are a huge part of football. We know it. It's a brutal game. So can you find a way to continue to develop your depth? Is Dylan going to play at this level once again? He's completed nearly 80% of his passes. He's coming off a career performance. Can he continue to sustain that? Defensively, can you find a way to essentially, as we have a huge group over here, be dominant? Just continue to be dominant and do what you're going to do and just have everything ready to go for Michigan. Keep that intensity up for Michigan.
The Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center is sponsored by Akrs, the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Akrs, solutions for every field. What do you say we talk some Huskers soccer?
Let's do it.
I mean,
I think we might have to join this conference out here outside the window.
Undefeated going into Big Ten play.
Big time.
Yeah.
Big time. Really excited about it.
Got a big one coming up on Thursday night as they host Minnesota, so we're going to talk about that. And just the start for Husker soccer with Kayma Carpenter coming up next here on Sports Nightly. And count on Medica to protect your team with affordable group health plans, flexible benefits, and the close-to-home care they want. Husker Nation, you're not just covered, you're cared for. Learn more and get a quote at medica.com.
For 48 straight years, Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America. We got here by engineering breakthrough technology, redefining built Ford tough, and never settling for second best. But what's really made Ford F-Series the #1 selling trucks in America is you. Ford F-Series, built Ford tough.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
Returns on the farm are under pressure, with market challenges and environmental hurdles putting every seed to the test. But you have an ace in the hole, Streamline Ag. Designed for every phase of growth and development, Streamline Ag gives your seed what it needs to thrive, from enhanced stand establishment and early emergence to essential nutrition and stress management. Streamline Ag gives your seed the power to reach its full potential. Visit us at streamline-ag.com to learn more.
Set, hike. When champions take the field, they come ready to play. TNL Irrigation understands the value of momentum. Like a Husker drive, there's no stopping. If you live for farming and football like we do, TNL Irrigation has you covered. Check your fields from the game with a remote system, or just enjoy the play knowing our systems are reliable as a sold-out Memorial Stadium. Touchdown! Nebraska born, Nebraska strong. Husker Nation and TNL Irrigation are like no other.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
For 48 straight years, Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America. We got here by engineering breakthrough technology, redefining built Ford tough, and never settling for second best. But what's really made Ford F-Series the #1 selling trucks in America is you. Ford F-Series, built Ford tough.
Pickup truck, sports car, motorcycle, minivan, townhouse, two-story, farmhouse, fixer-upper. What you drive and where you live is different for everyone, so it's important to have insurance that fits your needs and is just right for you. At Shelter Insurance, we understand that, which is why our agents help you design a comprehensive auto, home, and life insurance plan. Insurance that fits just right.
See Shelter Agent Mike Shepard or Craig Kerr in Lincoln, or Agent Jeff Martinez in Omaha today.
Returns on the farm are under pressure, with market challenges and environmental hurdles putting every seed to the test. But you have an ace in the hole, Streamline Ag. Designed for every phase of growth and development, Streamline Ag gives your seed what it needs to thrive, from enhanced stand establishment and early emergence to essential nutrition and stress management. Streamline Ag gives your seed the power to reach its full potential. Visit us at streamline-ag.com to learn more.
What does it mean to be locally owned and operated? For Cenex, it means everything. It means that we know if you take your coffee to go or if you like to stay a while. It means we've helped Little Leagues get jerseys and local festivals get funding. It means we know what our communities need. So you'll always leave Cenex with a full tank, full of snacks, or full of smiles. Or all of the above. And that means the world to us. Cenex, powered locally.
At Hogemeyer, we're raising the bar on yield performance, bringing world-class traits and genetics to these local fields with the exceptional corn rootworm control and proven powerful yields of new Vorseed Enlist corn. The unsurpassed flexibility and protection against above-ground pests with PowerCore Enlist corn, and other next-gen corn hybrids built to perform and boost your yields. It's time to raise a better crop. View Hogemeyer products at therightseed.com.
Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic for better health. Why chiropractic? Because it's safe, drug-free, and a cost-effective treatment option for back and joint pain. Plus, all generations can benefit from natural chiropractic care. Choose chiropractic first for pain relief or to improve your mobility, athletic performance, or overall wellness. Make chiropractic your first choice for better health and find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraskachiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
Woodhouse has been a trusted partner in your everyday since 1975. Shop for your next vehicle with the home team at Woodhouse and the official auto dealer of Nebraska Athletics. I'm Jessica Coody, and it has been an exciting start for Husker soccer to the 2025 season, unbeaten as they head into Big Ten conference play. And here to chat with us about that is Kayma Carpenter, the junior out of Lincoln. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
I just saw you. I said long time no see because
Yes.
you were at the Cornhusker kickoff on Saturday. Y'all were signing autographs. What an atmosphere that was.
Yeah, that was great. There's so many people there. It was awesome.
You had signed autographs out there. How cool was that just to be able to interact? And I know you have a lot of fans that get autographs after the games, but to do it in that kind of setting, how fun was that?
Yeah, it was super fun to see everyone come and kind of support soccer and want an autograph. That was great. Get to see all the kids wanting to get an autograph. It was awesome, yeah.
Well, what a start. What's gone into this unbeaten start? I know 5-0-2 as you close the non-conference and a big win on Saturday over Kansas State that you personally had a big game. But what's gone into the start for this team?
Yeah, I think a lot for us is over the summer we worked a lot as a team. We're one of the only teams in the NCAA that are here all summer. So that definitely went into it, just like working hard together. And yeah, our coaches prepare for every game like you couldn't believe. So we have every tactical reference we could ever need for every team we play. So yeah, definitely like our coaches' preparation has definitely helped us. And they, yeah, with meetings and individual sessions, like they definitely prepare us for each game.
When you talk about being here over the summer, that's not mandatory though. It's not like coaches can require you to be here. So that was
Right.
all voluntary by this team. What did you see just in that dedication from top to bottom of this team?
Yeah, it was great. Yeah, at least with a lot of freshmen, it's really great to have them all here to kind of get them acclimated to the environment because it's such a different game going from high school to college. But yeah, getting to see everyone kind of push themselves to a level that they probably haven't before. And just to get to bond, it definitely helps with the team culture. And yeah, just being here every day and it being a choice and like you choosing to be here was great. And that definitely has a huge impact on our season, so.
When you guys as leaders kind of decided that, hey, this is something that we needed to do, why was that important for this team to be here and all in throughout those summer months?
Yeah, it's super important for us because we want to train together because we know what we're going to get out of each other each day, and that's 100% effort. And sometimes when you go to a team that's a bunch of different girls from different colleges, you don't know kind of their intentions, but we know our intentions here, and that's to win and to work hard. So that was definitely the biggest piece going into it, and just getting to play a lot of soccer this summer.
So you're currently leading the team in goals scored, but what's cool is if you look at the stats, 8 different players have scored a goal. How big of an emphasis was that for this team to have multiple people that could find the net?
Yeah, it's definitely great because it's not just one person kind of like trying to carry the team on their back or anything. Like we have so many contributors on our team from the back line all the way up to the top and on the bench. Like we have so many amazing players that are willing to put it in the back of the net and like be scrappy and score a goal for us. So that's huge for our team, knowing that anyone on our team is going to be a threat. So
When you're in a game and you have that, what is that like? Describe that when you've got different players all over the field that could score.
Yeah, for me personally, it's just always be in the box. Like, that person's probably going to shoot it and they're probably going to score, but if I'm there for the rebound, even better. And just like, I feel like around our whole team, we have so much trust in each other because we're such a talented team right now that, yeah, we just trust each other to give them the ball when they're under pressure, and yeah, trusting that they're going to do their job, and then it's my job to be on the rebound for a shot.
So you had 2 goals in 2 minutes, right? In the win against Kansas State. What was that like? Just scoring and then scoring again?
Yeah, it was great. Honestly, our atmosphere at Hibner definitely made that like top 10 best moments in my college career. And yeah, just getting to celebrate with my teammates, it's just that reminder of like, that's why we do what we do, is to win and to be successful, but to do it together. So definitely all credit to my teammates. Sadie played a great ball into me in the first goal, and then Ava with a chip over the back line into me was great ball in from her too. So yeah, it was just great to get to celebrate with my teammates in that moment.
Sometimes it takes all game to score, and then you might just get 1, so you got 2 right then. What did that feel like?
Yeah, it was great. Honestly, I had a bunch of my family and friends there, and getting to see them there. One of my friends had my fat head from my freshman year, and just like seeing them in the stand, like that was so amazing. Just kind of all the hard work we've had over the summer is like starting to show and to pay off for everybody, and so that was a great feeling.
Were you like, oh my gosh, I'm about to score again?
Yeah. Honestly, I like don't remember like the moment besides like it being in the back of the net. So yeah.
Okay, so what's been your approach to the season? You've played a lot. You've had a role with this program, but going into your junior season, what were you hoping to elevate your game to and to bring to this team this season?
Yeah, I think over the past couple years, my sophomore season was kind of cut short with an injury, so that kind of wasn't the best. But coming out of that, like I struggled with a lot of like performance anxiety and not being able to perform to the standard that I know that I could. So just like being injured, honestly, was one of the best things that probably could have happened to me. Like I had to step away from the game as an athlete and be kind of a supporter and to help my teammates in that way. So just kind of stepping out of it and then coming back with a new love for the game definitely like changed my career this season, at least. Like I have so much more joy when I play, and I think that's the thing that I'm trying to play with this year is just joy and passion for the game, but also the girls around me and my coaching staff and the gift that it is to play college soccer.
Wow, that gives me chills. So what have been some of the things besides just the new perspective that you've been able to do to manage the performance anxiety?
Yeah, I think honestly just confidence, and I think a lot of that confidence has come from my coaches every day telling me like, we believe in you, like we know you can do this. So just you need to trust yourself and know that you're a great dribbler, a great shooter, like a great teammate. So like believe in that. And I think from day one, like all of the coaches, like when you go into meetings, they tell you those things. Like they don't really focus on necessarily the negative statistics, just the things that you're doing well. So they'll tell you like all the key passes you've had in the 1v1s, and that's awesome. And I think that definitely has made a huge impact on my confidence. So yeah, definitely confidence in the game.
So if a young athlete or a parent is watching this, what advice would you give to them if they're kind of going through something similar that you did last year?
Yeah, I think for me, a huge part was getting more into my faith. I definitely had such an amazing group of girls in that aspect with Abby, Sarah, Haley, and Jordan. They kind of all helped me in that area. And just kind of remembering that, yes, I'm an athlete and that's such a big part of my life, but it's not who I am. It's just something that I get the gift to do. So to kind of look at it that way, and to not be afraid to talk about it, because I know sometimes like it's a very personal thing. So having the courage to speak up about it is really important too. So just like checking in on all your friends, and like if it's a daughter, like making sure they know that after a game, like, hey, you did great, that's awesome, like not to get down on any like disappointing moments in a game.
Oh, great message. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
So you're from Lincoln. Mm-hmm. Were you always a Husker fan?
Yes, I was. My dad actually played football here.
Oh, wow.
So that's where the number 29 comes from. He was number 29. So yeah, I've always been a Husker fan. Always came to soccer games, was a ball girl for a long time. So yeah, I was definitely always a Husker.
So what was it like then? Take us through when you get the offer from Nebraska, being that it runs through your blood.
Yeah. Yeah, it was great. I went on one visit before that, and then I went on my visit to Nebraska, and I was like, yep, this is definitely where I want to be. So it was definitely like a full circle moment. And I know for my dad, it was awesome for him because, yeah, he had so many amazing memories here too. So getting to continue that.
What role has he played in just being that he's been through it and has a perspective of being a student athlete here? How important what role has he played in your success?
He's definitely taken on the more of like the dad role. He doesn't like to, be too critical, which I definitely appreciate. But he reminds me that like, it's okay to ask questions like, what can I do to get better? Like, why am I not playing? Is there something you need from me that I'm not showing? Like, and to be okay with like being uncomfortable in those situations and just like knowing that it is hard. And he definitely is really helpful in those moments and just really encouraging.
How is he as a soccer dad?
He didn't know too much about soccer like in high school, but he's getting there. He's a great soccer dad. So
you said you were a ball girl. What do you ever have to like pinch yourself being that you were that little girl out there and now you're playing in this uniform?
I know. Yeah, it is crazy. Just like thinking back to when I was a ball girl, it was the old field in the middle of the track. So that was like, I was like, wow, that was a long time ago, but wow, what a full circle moment that is, getting the opportunity to play here. So,
did you have a favorite Husker growing up?
Gosh, I don't think I had a favorite one. I can't lie. I just loved being at the games. Like that was my favorite.
So was that when you were there in that moment, was that kind of what instilled a dream to pursue this in college?
Yeah, honestly, I, from a young age, was like really active in a lot of different sports. So like I loved basketball. I would go to Husker basketball games. I loved gymnastics, soccer, like dive team. Like I loved all the sports. So at that point, I was kind of like, I just love sports. But I think in high school, or probably middle school, I would say around 7th grade, I was like staying after practice to run, to get extra touches, like doing things that were like out of the ordinary for a normal like middle schooler at least. And that was kind of where I was like, wow, I think I really want to keep doing this for as long as I can. And then my parents were like, well, let's do it. I joined the ECNL team in Omaha. And yeah, from there, I just had an amazing club team that helped me get here.
I think it's pretty cool too that, especially with Husker soccer, I mean, the last couple of years, over half the team's from Nebraska, you know? I mean, what does that do for a team when you have so many kids from this home state that I'm sure grew up watching this program that have a different kind of understanding of what this program and this place is?
Yeah, I think it definitely makes the culture, like having people from here and like having the support of their family. Like we always have such a big crowd, and a lot of that is, oh, I know this person or they know my parents, like, and it truly just makes Hibner the atmosphere that it is. And getting to have that many girls here, it truly just creates like a sense of pride of wanting to, wear the N and like wear it how it should be worn, like with effort and like knowing that you didn't come from a huge club or like being the best player in the country, like you worked really hard to get here. And I think that definitely makes it.
Oh, that's incredible. So, you know, we've talked a lot about this on our shows and whatnot, and I know Troy Dannon's really proud of it. And the Husker women's teams, the soccer, volleyball, women's basketball, and softball are number 2 in the nation in total attendance. And I know that you guys feel the effect of that, but as someone that grew up going to sports here and watching the women's sports here, how proud does that make you that is, you know, something that this fan base supports their women's sports? Yeah,
it's amazing. Like some people don't realize the impact it makes to have like a big crowd behind you or a crowd at all. Some schools that we go to, it's just your parents from Nebraska there and some of their parents, and yeah, it definitely doesn't make the best environment. But when we're here and you score a goal and the crowd is crazy, it like kind of jabs at the other team a little bit more, even though they just got scored on. So just like having support here is amazing. And like even when I was younger going to basketball games, the support at women's basketball games is amazing too. And getting to see that across all sports is just like no other. So.
You know, the fact that the investment is here and the care is here in women's sports, what does that mean to you as a female student athlete?
Yeah, I just feel seen. Like I know that people are going to be there to help. Like if there's a problem within our team or like within our area of our sport, like I'm going to have someone there that's going to help us and that's going to be willing to like take the extra step to be there for us. And yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about this weekend. Thursday night out at Hibner. It's a big one. You got Minnesota coming in, opening up Big Ten conference play. First of all, what do you guys know about Minnesota, and I guess let's go back a little bit. When you guys are approaching teams like this, is it something where you are game planning, or is it more so what Nebraska does?
It's a little bit of both. So we'll game plan like knowing personnel. So we'll go through like who on the team is going to be a dangerous threat, but also just like tendencies of each player on the field, like what foot did this person pass the ball with? Like, is this person a aggressive dribbler? Are they a good defender? Like, and our coaches do an amazing job of breaking all of that down. So we look through that, and then we look through things like set pieces, corner kicks, goal kicks, throw-ins for them. And then we kind of transition into how can we approach this so that we can play our best soccer against them. And that's kind of like practice today will be that kind of practice of here's our format, like here's how we play, and this is how we're going to play against Minnesota. So we'll kind of go through that today and, yeah, get ready for a big game. And they're a great team, so it'll be a really good game, and I'm excited. So
yeah, I was going to say, tell us about the matchup. What do we need to know about this one coming up on Thursday?
Yeah, it'll be a matchup for sure. They're definitely a good team. Every year we've played them, like it's been a battle.
Are they kind of a rival?
I wouldn't say a rival, but they're definitely one of those teams that it's like, okay, we got to beat this team. Not that we don't want to beat every team, but they're definitely, in the sense, kind of like similar to us. Like they're very scrappy, very like aggressive. So yeah, just kind of a good game to play.
There's always a fun event surrounding each and every soccer match out there at Hibner, but this Thursday, it's the First Responders Night, and I know there's a lot of cool things surrounding that, but you talked about it. What does an atmosphere do for you guys in these big-time matchups?
Yeah, it definitely, we build off of that energy. So the more energy that's in the crowd, the more energy that we can feed from on the field, and yeah, just to bring more energy to everyone.
If someone hasn't been out there, what can they expect? What are they going to see out of the Huskers?
Yeah, it's funny because I had a lot of friends and family that came to the last game, and they're like, I've never been to a soccer game, but that was so much fun. Like, I'm coming back. And it's definitely just such a fun atmosphere. Like, so many people are there. And, of course, Nebraska people are just so, like, friendly and talkative. So, like, you're going to meet so many people. And, yeah, it's definitely a great atmosphere to watch some sports, but also to have fun.
I think it's cool, too. There's a lot of little girls, too. Mm-hmm. How important is it for you now, being that you were once that little girl?
Yeah, it's amazing. I have a couple girls that I coached over the summer, the last couple years, that have been to the games, and just them being there, it's like, wow, I love that they get to come and have a soccer team in their state that's like really supported and that they can have a dream to come and play at. So that's definitely a huge part for me.
Amazing stuff. Thank you so much for being here. Congratulations on a great start, and let's keep it rolling.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Kayma Carpenter, the junior out of Lincoln, here with us from Husker Soccer. Woodhouse has been a trusted partner in your everyday since 1975. Shop for your next vehicle with the home team at Woodhouse and the official auto dealer of Nebraska Athletics. 7 o'clock out at Hibner Stadium as Nebraska takes on Minnesota to open up Big Ten play. We got to step aside for a break. More from Sports Nightly coming up right after this.
Husker fans, during this week's football game, we are recognizing the agricultural community in our great state with Akrs Ag Day celebration. Farmers and ranchers have helped build the culture of this state through hard work, grit, and toughness. Nebraska Athletics is proud of our agricultural heritage and strive to live out these same values every day. We would like to recognize and thank our partners supporting Akrs Ag Day: Beck's Hybrids, Pioneer, Central Valley Ag, Calcium Products, Nebraska Farm Bureau Financial Services, and High Street. Go Big Red.
1 year, 0 interest. With a qualifying seed purchase from Central Valley Ag by October 17th, you can unlock 0% financing for 1 full year on seed and crop protection. The first 10 growers to enroll this week in the CVA Go Early Seed Program will receive 100 units of free CVA Elite soybean seed treatment. Details at cvacoop.com. Our planet is hungry. Together, we feed it. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation.
No matter what you're looking for, you'll find it at Woodhouse. We carry a wide selection of trusted brands across more than 20 locations, offering everything from efficient daily drivers to bold new EVs and family-ready SUVs. At Woodhouse, we put your experience first, offering expert guidance and a trusted team that's guaranteed to help you find the right vehicle. Visit a location near you or start shopping online at woodhouse.com. More ways to drive, more reasons to trust. This is Woodhouse.
Visit a participating AGCO dealer between September 8th and October 31st and enter for a chance to win a pair of tickets to the Nebraska-Iowa football game on November 28th in Lincoln, plus a pregame tailgate experience. Don't miss your shot to be a part of the action. See True Turf and Ag in Osmond, Columbus, and Fall City or Osceola Implement to enter. It's easy, it's free, and you could be cheering on the Huskers in person this season. Go Big Red.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Dear Truckin' Awesome. Want more horsepower in the stable? The Tundra iForce Max is the most powerful Tundra ever. With its electrifying twin-turbo V6, you got everything you need. Saddle up the Tacoma TRD Pro. Its segment-first performance seats are designed to smooth out the shocks when the ride gets bumpy. The Toyota 4Runner is part mean streak, part wild side, and an all-around icon. Check out that signature power rear window, will ya? Yes, sir, Toyota trucks. Find yours at toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
See your Omaha Metro and Lincoln Toyota dealers. Baxter Toyota of La Vista, Baxter Toyota of Lincoln, Corin Toyota of Bellevue, or Village Point Toyota of Omaha.
Does your air conditioner have you in distress? Call SOS, a trustworthy company since 1950. Their technicians don't earn commissions. This equals fair treatment to our customers. SOS is a family-owned third-generation company. And now to celebrate the 75th year in business for a limited time, get a new York AC or furnace for $75 per month. Get you and your loved ones comfortable again with SOS.
SOS to the rescue! SOS! SOS! Noddle Companies proudly supports the Huskers Radio Network. As a full-service leader in commercial real estate, we create thriving communities. Discover what's new in the Builders District in North Downtown, Noddle Hospitality's latest venture in Exarban Village, and the contemporary living of row house townhomes on Leavenworth. We're welcoming world-class concepts from men's fashion and great eats to gorgeous homes and green spaces, all professionally managed by Noddle Services. These are the Noddle Companies, building a better Nebraska. For more information, check us out on Facebook and Instagram.
You show up for every Husker game because it's about more than football. It's about celebrating that Nebraska grit that's in our DNA. That same drive pushes you to get stronger, move more, and take care of yourself. To show up for the people and moments that matter most. We believe you have what it takes. That's why Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska covers preventive care with every plan. And our digital tools help you stay on track every step of the way. Blue believes in what you're made of. And Blue believes in you.
At Woodhouse, we're with you every step of the way. With more than 20 locations and brands, you'll find options that fit your lifestyle. Whether you're looking for your first car, your next SUV, or something built to tow and haul. Enjoy straightforward pricing, helpful guidance, and a dealer experience built around you. Visit one of our convenient locations today or explore your options online at woodhouse.com. Serving our customers for 50 years, this is Woodhouse.
The Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center is sponsored by Akrs, the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Akrs, solutions for every field. Welcome back to Sports Nightly. Had a chance to chat with Kelly Natter for this week's episode of The Dig. Wanted to play a portion of that conversation here for you here tonight. Okay, well, how about just overall, what were the big takeaways from the weekend? 2 more wins to add to the total.
Yeah, I think we got better as the weekend went on, and I think it's tough to improve. I mean, technically, obviously, from game to game, that's probably not going to happen, but I think our mentality and our mindset and the adjustments we needed to make after the first match going into the second match, our team responded really well, and to do those live and in a game setting is really impressive.
Danny had talked about after the match on Sunday that you guys set individual goals within a match. What does that do? How does that kind of help with the team staying kind of focused on each individual, I guess, step along the way?
I think it's something to kind of track and look at throughout the match, whereas when you're playing, you just kind of want to win points and stack points. But I think for us, I mean, we have such good athletes, such good talent, such a good team that we can get away with some stuff. If maybe we're not as dialed in on one specific skill, we can still be pretty good at it. But I think it's a way to really hold them accountable, especially on things that we've worked on in practice or things that weren't great the last match that we want to fix for the next match. It's something more specific and more detailed that they can really focus on, and we can see, did we do it or did we not? And we're even talking about it during matches. I know the coaches are, and I think the players are too. One of our goals was only 2 untouched kills in the whole match, and then once we got 3, everyone's like, oh, you could just see everyone was really into it. So I think it's just a way to keep the mental engagement high, especially when we have stuff that we're trying to work on.
And they're so competitive. It seemed like they'll latch on to that kind of challenge.
Anytime there's a challenge in our gym, whether it's a game or an actual serving challenge or a side-out challenge, whatever it is, anything competitive, it really elevates the level of everything we do.
How good was it to get some other players, some opportunities and some experience there over the weekend?
Really good. Danny has talked a lot about how we're going to need every single person on this team if we want to win in December. And I think it's really cool to see that we're talking about that, but we're also doing it. And I think it's really valuable for all of our team and all of our players to get that experience and build that confidence, shake out some nerves, and just feel when their name is called, because it will be called eventually, that they're ready for that moment.
How fun was it to see Manaya Obeche do what she did on Friday? It
Awesome.
seems like every time she's like making a jaw-dropping play.
Yeah, she's a really gifted athlete, and I think in our gym it's super competitive, and I know it's hard to go against Becca blocking and against Andy blocking, and that can be frustrating as a freshman coming in, but I think she just really enjoyed the moment and was excited that she got to start and play a whole match, and just really took it for what it was and just played loose and really free, which is really, really cool for a freshman to play that loose.
These freshmen are unreal.
Yeah, they definitely are. They have a lot of personality, and they all have different strengths and just what they bring to the team, and they're just all really good kids.
Okay, so that was Friday. Then in between Friday and Sunday, you guys were honored on the football field on Saturday. Coach Cook was back. How much fun was that?
It's awesome. I mean, to see Coach back, he's been back kind of announcing and popping into our office like, all right, who do we got? What do I need to know? Things like that. But to just kind of see him hang out in a social setting, and for him to be back, I know he probably misses it a lot more than he might ever say, but just to be back and to be honored with last year's team was really special.
You got a huge ovation too, which is not surprising from Husker Nation.
Yeah, it was, great crowd. Everyone was fired up. You could feel the energy. First game back in Memorial, so that was really good.
So, I know that Danny had talked about it in her press conference too, and you mentioned it, the adjustments from Friday to Sunday. What were some of those things that you really challenged the team that they were able to improve upon on Sunday?
I think there was just a lack of discipline on our side of the net, and we try and scout and prep and be really good on the team we're playing, but we really want to be super crisp and sharp on our side. And I think against Wright State, there was some kills we left out there that shouldn't have been kills from them, and they did a good job really throwing the ball around and mixing their shots, and I think at times we were either out of position or not ready, or if we did make a play, we weren't able to transition as best as we could out of that. So I think we just really showed them the film and showed them some things where we were super undisciplined, like I said, and just they all acknowledged that it wasn't acceptable and then took that as a challenge for Sunday's match.
So going back to, the Sunday versus Kentucky, you guys made the switch at libero, and then Lainey came back and was the libero again. How did you see her respond and handle that, and I guess just handle everything from Sunday to when you guys got back out and played another match on Friday?
I think the most impressive thing was just her response within the match, and you could see her really step up. She didn't pout or get really quiet, and I think we all know for Lainey, if she were to be really quiet, that would definitely mean something's wrong. But I think her response within the match was the most impressive part of it all, and she just took her role, celebrated Olivia taking that spot, and then played as best as she could and helped our team win. So I think in the moment is almost even harder than coming back to practice and trying to gain that confidence again and shake off a bad performance to start. So I really am proud of her for that response within the game. But I think just when we got back to practice, it was, okay, what do I need to work on? What's my mentality? And she even came into my office for film and was like, I hope Wright State serves me every ball. So to hear that mentality is really good.
So what goes into, just in improving in a season in the passing area of it? Because we all know, like, when Kills, she's not letting them touch the floor, but with the passing part of it, how does that continue to improve, I guess, when you're in a season?
Yeah, we do passing every single day. It looks different every day, but we'll do some stations with coaches initiating the ball. We'll have our players serving off boxes, and then we'll go live. So we do a lot of different variations of passing, and I think that's really helpful because we can train on things that are specific to each person even, and not just a general theme for the team. You can really help them with one extra skill, and I think a big thing too is them coming in early or staying after if they want. We like to encourage if they have anything they want to work on, we're always available, and so I think that's a big thing. And I know the Littles and Laney specifically have been in there a lot, at least in the preseason. We've kind of tapered off a little bit, but that's always an option. But I think the biggest thing is our serving's getting better, and you hope you see that improve, so that makes our passers have to improve as well.
Again, that was Kelly Natter as a part of this week's episode of The Dig. You can listen to that full conversation. It's out now on our podcast platforms, our YouTube channel as well. The Dig is powered by Emeritus. Emeritus is proud to power The Dig and all of Husker women's sports. Kyle, I loved her story about Laney Choboy after, Sunday's match against Kentucky when she gets pulled from libero. Olivia Malk gets inserted in, and then she comes back, gets the spot back. But she went into Kelly's office and said, "I hope Wright State serves me every single time." Like, she was fired up, ready to go. She had just such a good. It was going back to even in the match against Kentucky, how she handled it and played really well to finish the match, but then how she approached the situation throughout the week to be able to be ready to go this past weekend.
Yeah, I think champions, it takes some sort of a selfless mindset, and I think that's what this team has, the ability to adapt what your role may look like. Championship teams have great players that might play smaller roles, right? And your role may change. And somebody like Laney Choboy, who's a leader, who's one of the more vocal players in that locker room, it's really cool to see how she's handled everything.
Woodhouse has been a trusted partner in your everyday since 1975. Shop for your next vehicle with the home team at Woodhouse and the official auto dealer of Nebraska Athletics. All right, we're going to step aside for a break, but we're back to wrap up the show next.
With more than 20 locations and brands, you'll find options that fit your lifestyle. Whether you're looking for your first car, your next SUV, or something built to tow and haul, enjoy straightforward pricing, helpful guidance, and a dealer experience built around you. Visit one of our convenient locations today or explore your options online at woodhouse.com. Serving our customers for 50 years, this is Woodhouse.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. Go ahead, feel your engine. Admire that perfectly installed exhaust. Your vehicle's moving along this freeway like it was made from fresh installs and a whole lot of love. With eBay Motors, you get over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, you get coverage options based on how much you want to pay for car insurance. And then you decide how to spend the rest of your money because you're in charge. And right now, you're going to pay for groceries. But you decide what groceries. Just keep in mind you're running out of dishwashing soap. But you decide if you're going to buy that soap. Just those dishes won't clean themselves, will they? Remember, with Progressive's Name Your Price tool, we'll help you find coverage at a fair price. And then you're in charge. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
O'Reilly. Protect your vehicle's engine with Syntec and O'Reilly Auto Parts.
We're networked like a champ with Hamilton Business Technologies. Our cybersecurity solutions keep your business and your data protected from online threats. We offer real-time threat monitoring, advanced security protocols, and experts who monitor it all for you. You keep doing what you do best, and we will protect the rest. Hamilton Business Technologies, the official business IT partner of the Huskers. Visit us at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
1 year, 0 interest. With a qualifying seed purchase from Central Valley Ag by October 17th, you can unlock 0% financing for 1 full year on seed and crop protection. The first 10 growers to enroll this week in the CVA Go Early Seed Program will receive 100 units of free CVA Elite soybean seed treatment. Details at cvacoop.com. Our planet is hungry. Together, we feed it. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation.
The Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center is sponsored by Akrs, the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Akrs, solutions for every field. Welcome back. Final segment here of Sports Nightly on this Wednesday evening with Kyle Crooks. I'm Jessica Coody. Kyle, guess what I had at lunch today?
What's that?
Soft serve ice cream.
Oh, and where was I?
I don't know where you were, but I was at the training table.
Oh.
So I was leaving, going to take my plate up, go to an interview out on the football field, and I saw Mark Manning, the wrestling coach there, and he had this big cup full of ice cream with Oreo crumblings on it. So I'm like, that looks pretty solid. So let me so I got a cup to go and took it with me, but put some Oreo crumbles. I just copied Mark Manning today, but I was like, you're missing out on not getting the soft serve in the training.
Well,
I don't know, your standards of soft serve is a little, I don't know, maybe it's not up to your par, but I thought it was
I haven't
really
had
good.
any in a long time, so I don't necessarily know what my standard is. I'm still searching for it. I'm glad. I guess my invite got lost in the mail, everybody.
It's open all the time.
Well, for us, isn't it only certain hours?
Well, from I think 11 to 1.
11 to 1, yeah. So
I don't know when
I don't
we
think
were
I was here in
ships
time.
passing in the night
Yeah,
today. We were both
today's an interesting day.
running around like crazy today. We had a million things to do, so I missed you. So I don't know. I guess you have to pencil you in sometime. Go down there.
I don't know about tomorrow, but maybe let's do next week. Maybe the bye week.
Hey, Chris in the house tonight. How about his picks last week? He went 10-1.
Yeah, I couldn't believe that. Look, we can't have the interns.
The interns,
winning.
they won last year, and they're starting to pull away. They got a lead on all of us.
Look, I was shocked at actually my record's better than I thought. I was getting ready to throw in the towel after Stanford lost to Hawaii in week 0. So
Yeah, you quit like twice.
I've quit multiple times, and I think I will probably quit again after this week.
Well, we will have the pick segment tomorrow night here on Sports Nightly. Recap last week. We got picks for this week, so that's coming up tomorrow night. We'll have the Big Ten Blitz, and so it should be a fun full 2 hours back here on Sports Nightly in the Huskers Radio Network. Thanks to Camden and Josh and Chris. For Kyle, I'm Jessica. We'll talk to you tomorrow night here on Sports Nightly.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
The color red means something to us. It means tough, ready, and powerful. It means our standards are high, and we expect the highest level of performance on and in the field. So while the Huskers are getting it done on the football field, you can count on Massey Ferguson tractors to get it done in your field. With its seamless CVT transmission and efficient AGCO-powered engine, you'll keep charging down the field all season long. Check out the full line of Massey Ferguson equipment at Osceola Implement in Osceola and True Ag and Turf in Falls City, Columbus, and Osmond.
At Hogemeyer, we're raising the bar on yield performance, bringing world-class traits and genetics to these local fields with the exceptional corn rootworm control and proven powerful yields of new Vorseed Enlist corn. The unsurpassed flexibility and protection against above-ground pests with PowerCore Enlist corn and other next-gen corn hybrids built to perform and boost your yields. It's time to raise a better crop. View Hogemeyer products at therightseed.com.
Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic for better health. Why chiropractic? Because it's safe, drug-free, and a cost-effective treatment option for back and joint pain. Plus, all generations can benefit from natural chiropractic care. Choose Chiropractic First for pain relief or to improve your mobility, athletic performance, or overall wellness. Make chiropractic your first choice for better health and find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraskachiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
Just like D1 athletes, farmers view each growing season as a new opportunity. Aurora Cooperative is committed to elevating the success of our members every season. Rooted in our core mission, we provide top-notch products, services, and expertise. Our strong work ethic mirrors that of the Huskers, driving success. Choose Aurora Cooperative, your partner in elevating agriculture.